you have previously stated that a company should retain its earnings only if, quote, for every dollar retained, at least $1 of market value will be created for owners, unquote. You also noted that if such conditions will no longer apply to Berkshire, as measured on the basis of a 5-year rolling average, then, quote, we will distribute all unrestricted earnings that we believe cannot be effectively used. However, during the 5-year period between January 3rd, 2005 and December 31st, 2009, the average annual earnings per share for Class A, as reported, amounted to $5,930, while at the same period the average annual change in the share's market price was only $2,420. Consequently, are you considering a distribution of a dividend or buying back shares? I imagine I know the answer, but I thought we had to ask.
Well, he does know the answer, but we'll elaborate. I did write that not only in 1984, but continuously in the back of the Berkshire Annual Report, where I've got our economic principles. And frankly, the way I wrote that the first time was not well thought out. And in the 2009 Annual Report, partly because somebody asked that question last year, I actually rewrote that section. And I pointed out that even when I wrote it in 1984, we would have flunked the test in many previous years when, generally speaking, the stock market had suffered a significant decline over a period of time. As you can tell by looking at our report, right now, every dollar that we have left in the business, has produced, in present value terms, something over $1.30 of market value. I mean, we have met the test of retained earnings proving their worth. But the way I phrased that originally, any time the stock market went down a whole lot in a 5-year period because we were carrying our Coca-Cola at a certain price 5 years earlier, or whatever it was that entered into our asset value, we could have done a great job of allocating capital in the 5-year period, and we still would have looked bad. And similarly, if the stock market had gone up a whole lot, we could have done a dumb job and looked good. So if you will look in the back of the 2009 Annual Report, I think it's number 11, or I'm not sure about that. But read the economic principles. You'll see that I had to confess my error in how I originally worded that. But I think it is still intellectually honest in terms of meeting what I intended to say. I voted against this before I voted for it, or something like John Kerry said in 2004. I think it does meet the test of a dollar of retained earnings producing more than a dollar of market value, and we will continue to measure ourselves based on whether we meet that test. If keeping a buck doesn't produce more than a buck in present value, I don't mean every day or every week, but over time, we should figure out something else to do. Charlie?
Well, I like people that parse through a long series of documents and find an error and rub my nose in it, particularly when it's your error.
My nose.
Yeah.
How tolerant. I should have had him worded originally. Actually, I think those were his words. Now that it's just coming back to me.